Oh, Letterboxd.
I'm not gonna lie, like, my brain just went complete blank.
You guys are like celebrities to me. I'm so nervous.
It's gonna say a lot about me. Don't judge. Jesus.
First things first, what is Letterboxd? Launched in 2011, it is a social networking site for film enthusiasts. Unlike traditional movie review sites, Letterboxd is all about user-generated content. You can log your movie watching history, rate films, write reviews, and even create and follow lists. But what makes it different? Before we even get to that, let's see how it stacks up against websites like IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see how their 250 list is in comparison. IMDb's top 250 used to be a staple for movie buffs, but now it's heavily influenced by commercialization, often skewed towards popular and commercial successful films. On the flip side, Letterboxd's top 250 list often features a more eclectic mix. It includes on-the darlings and international hits, reflecting the taste of a more niche, cinephile audience. Films like Harakiri, Come and See, Parasite, Seven Samurai are prominent here, showing Letterboxd's commitment to showcasing diverse cinematic voices. This focus on a broader range of films allows Letterboxd users to highlight movies that might be overlooked elsewhere. It's not about just mainstream films, I mean those are there still, but also about celebrating true cinema, which can be easily reflected if you go through both of these lists comparatively.
My 4 all-time favorite films.
My 4 favorites right off the snap.
Memories of Murder. I just think it's a masterpiece and has a darkness to it, but still kind of remains a favorite to this day.
Black Swan, Bend It Like Beckham.
That's one of mine. That's literally in my 4.
Really? Nobody says that. Iconic, right?
Moonstruck.
All right, City Lights is my favorite film. I love Network, Mikey and Nikki. I just saw it for the first time a couple weeks ago. Absolutely in love. I love almost every Cassavetes movie.
Boomerang.
I'm gonna have to say Star Wars just because I have to. 1977. If you don't include that and you're my age, I take small issue. I'd be like, really?
Coming to America, one of my all-time favorites.
The Mission. The Sweet Hereafter.
When Harry Met
Fireman's Ball is definitely one of my favorite movies of all time.
I'm gonna say All That Jazz, Excalibur, and then I'm gonna say Blue Velvet.
Say Anything.
So I'm gonna go There Will Be Blood, Pickpocket.
I would also say Memento, Into the Wild, Shrek 2.
The Godfather. Maybe Fatal Attraction.
Daisies. I love Daisies.
And then like anything by John Hughes.
Tropic Thunder. And I'm gonna say this movie, and it's maybe gonna sound pretentious, but Letters Never Sent.
This is the worst moment of my life, and this is the best moment of my life.
Dancer in the Dark. All That Jazz. Oh, and the 4th one. This is big. The 4th one is going to... I can't. It feels too final. I can't have it be so fixed. The 4th one always changes. Okay, it happened one night. There you go.
Oh my God. No, I'm gonna get there.
The movie Life, one of my all-time favorites. And Grease.
Crossing Delancey.
And either The Royal Tenenbaums or... I'll say that, and then I'll see you guys again and I can update.
What's brilliant about the top 4 is how it's become a social media sensation. Letterboxd's campaign of asking celebrities, directors, and actors to share their top 4 has been incredibly successful. When names like Tarantino, Greta Gerwig, Anne Hathaway, and all of them post their lists, it creates a ripple effect, drawing attention to both the celebrities and the platform. This strategy leverages celebrity influence to boost its visibility and engage a broader audience. It turns personal favorites into a form of cultural currency and fosters a vibrant community of film lovers. And the greatest part is, like, people usually don't put mainstream media out there like we just saw. Now let's talk about why Letterboxd's rise is so significant, particularly in the context of challenges faced by IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. IMDb, once the golden standard for film information, has struggled. Since its acquisition by Amazon, the platform has shifted focus, often promoting prime content, often deleting negative reviews, and often having so many ads that it's unusable, which has led to criticism about its impartiality and the quality of its user. And then there's Rotten Tomatoes, which has faced its own controversies. Issues around transparency, alleged manipulation of scores, have tainted its reputation. Critics have raised concern about how reviews are aggregated and presented. Letterboxd has grown over the last 2 years from 1 million users to 14 million active users. But the real point is the social media engagement. If you just look at the followers on social media, Letterboxd has 1.4 million, while IMDb has 3.5. But if you look at the engagement, Letterboxd Reels are reaching to 500,000 audience on an average, while IMDb is only reaching to 20 or 30,000. The true key to success lies in its commitment to true cinema. Letterboxd values cinephiles and their passion for film, providing a space where users can proudly showcase their top 4 and discuss movies with a like-minded community. This sense of pride in top 4 is more than just a feature, it's a way for users to express their identity and connect with others who share their cinematic taste. Letterboxd has turned movie watching into a social and expressive experience, one that celebrates film as an art form rather than just being a commercial product like their counterparts. My own top 4, the films that have left a lasting impression on me would be, I think the first one would be Interstellar by Christopher Nolan. I remember watching it in 5th grade and being completely blown away with all the physics that were used behind it and all sorts of narrative storytelling. The second would be Oppenheimer by Christopher Nolan again. I watched this last year in theaters, and for 30 minutes after watching it, I could not speak a word. That was how intense it was and how thought-provoking it was. And I think too, till this day, this might be the movie that I've watched more than 100 times. And that was just because of the sheer impact of the dialogues, the cinematography, the score was perfect by Ludwig Göransson, I think. Can you hear the music? It's still, I think, in my playlist, always beeping around. And I think this is one of those movies, those masterpieces that genuinely deserved all of the Oscars. And I'm not saying this just because I'm a Christopher Nolan fan. The dialogue, the cinematography, I think it deserved every Oscar it won last year, and that definitely makes it my top 2. The third would be Pather Panchali by Satyajit Ray. It's a classic. It is a beautiful portrayal of rural Indian life and human resilience. It's a film that I think stays with you long after the credits roll. And the last one would be The 12 Angry Men by Sidney Lumet. It's a courtroom drama which is a very powerful study of justice, human nature, and also about prejudices. Its intense dialogues and character interactions are simply captivating. I think these films represent a mix of genres and eras for me that I think have left a significant mark on me. And what I think is, I wouldn't have been able to pull or know about the last 2 films that I just told you about in my top 4 if it wasn't for Letterboxd. Because browsing through cinema right now has become a tedious task. And for that reason, I suggest you go check out Letterboxd. I think it's a great platform if you're a movie cinephile.